We don't own our own tennis shoe. When Nike started out of their garage, like Phil Knight started out of his garage. And I tell people all the time, look, it's not about a color. Like, think about it. Even though when I help black-owned business, I'm doing that because we at the bottom of the totem pole. But we want to create product for everybody. This product is for everybody, blacks, white, Asian, Latino. But it don't have too many black-owned companies. Like, show me how many black-owned tennis shoe companies out there that's making functional shoes that actually own it.
What's been the biggest surprise of the stardom? I mean, you've been in this game for a very, very long time. What's been the biggest surprise about it all?
Our own culture don't believe that we could do it. You know, because they just don't get it. They're like, how you could do this? I mean, like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you, building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that because I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali was a guy that, and I loved like his story because he didn't care about that. He just wanted to be around good people, but he did represent for the culture. Right. And I want more African-American owned tennis shoe companies. I don't want this just to be me. I want so many different product brands owned by us, but making it for everybody. Because think about it, when other cultures make products, they don't make it for them, they make it for everybody. And so I want that mindset of our people. If I could change that, that's the way we're going to bridge the wealth gap.
What's been the biggest negative surprise of it all? The biggest negative surprise of the stardom?
Our people can't work together. Think about when I go down Rodale Drive and see all these stores. They're owned by all the same kind of looking people. None of them fighting. None of them caring about what each other have or got. And I love that. I want to see that for our culture and our people. That's why I fight to educate our culture and our people, because we got to get on that page. Like, if we get on that page, we're going to be dangerous because we spend $1 trillion a year.
2.1 trillion.
2.1 trillion. Think about it. And we don't own nothing. And we make 0.1% of black CEOs in Fortune 500 companies, but we spending all the money.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch that clip in the beginning in full from Forbes, where Master P recently sat down for an interview, and this part of the conversation got clipped up, spread around, and reshared all over the internet. And he said more even in the clip, but I didn't put it all there. Go watch it to catch the full conversation over there. And like I said right here, multiple things can be correct at once. Things can be incorrect and correct in the same conversation. But then also, the entire conversation could be sending you to an entirely wrong direction when you break down details as opposed to just speaking vaguely and having talking points that are outdated. As Master P is most definitely speaking incorrectly right here when you want to break down facts of where we are as black people in real time. Because of the simple fact, it's so much to cover in this. I'm gonna have to get more on it on a live stream. We talked about it a little bit already on a live, but I'll probably do it on a Patreon or something as well to break it down in full for everything that he said right there. First off, telling black people in 2026 to move forward past slavery and harping on slavery, what exactly do you mean by harping on slavery? Because to me, that sounds like pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That sounds like stop using slavery or racism or systematic oppression as an excuse. Let's move forward. But how do you move forward when the results of those things coming from Master P are the things that made you rich and popular? Living in the projects, Cali, New Orleans, those are results of slavery. Selling crack, selling dope, ghetto D, results of slavery. The product and being in your environment, the culture, the community that you come from as black people who are descendants of slavery are the people that got you in position to go get other money from corporate entities and do partnerships. Without that storyline being connected, there is no projects. Black people are not coming from these poverty-stricken environments because of their black. It's a system that was done by design, not default. Mind you, Master P, segregation is only 60 years old. Jim Crow is only 60 years old. So you just missed that right before you was born. And things going on today is all results of slavery, cause and effect of this. You are somebody that even have one of your favorite songs, Master P. One of my favorite songs, not yours. It's called Swamp Nigga. So what do you think Swamp Nigga is? That's a conversation that was going on in slavery from the movie called Glory with Denzel Washington. So you have all this slave stuff, slave representation, police brutality, growing up in the ghetto, all results of slavery. But then you tell the people, let's move past slavery. So who are you talking to now? Because without black people going through slavery, that's what formed the culture that we have here. Just keeping it 100 in modern times. We already had black people here before the colonizers came, but our survival became part of who we are today and made you the people that you are. So when you tell people to move past slavery, how come I don't hear people tell other groups to do that? How come nobody tells the Jewish community to forget about the Holocaust? They don't tell them that. They actually say never forget. Any other ethnic group wears all their ancestors' trauma, pain, and suffering proudly, and they will never forget it. So telling us to harp on what are you saying right there? Because nobody is sitting around waiting. Majority of black people get up and go to work every day. Are there going to be some who might sit around and just blame the white man and things like that? Of course, but majority of them ain't. They getting up and going to work. Then also what Master P said, businesses. Start your own company. He's promoting his shoes, y'all, because if you know the real game and you really outside, you know there are so many black people in this country who have started their own clothing lines and shoe lines. Several of them. Some of them got bigger than others. Some of them are still thriving and surviving. Some of them, they fall off, then they got to bounce back, regroup. Clothing lines, I've traveled. I've seen them in real time. Clothing stores, brands, everything. All black people, bro, it's so many black clothing lines who are not waiting for the white man to put them on. But because of the way this system works after slavery, to get to that certain level, you're going to have to go get some type of funding or some type of partnership with those people. Have we had successful black clothing lines in this game? Of course, we respect them. We salute them at the major level. Your FUBUs, your Fat Forms, and your Sean Johns, and even Master P had his No Limit stuff at one point in time, and Rockawares, all of them. We salute those, but black people right now in this country, all over, I've traveled and seen, they have their own clothing line. So what are you saying right now? We know what this is already. And then you said something about, I'm making my shoes for everybody to wear. Master P, let's make this very clear. The black community, black people, black influencers are the ones that make the shoes cool. So yeah, everybody can wear them, but without a black person coming in and stamping it as the move, this the style, this the look, or the influence, if it don't come get done through black people, it ain't gonna be seen as too cool. So stop downplaying these type of conversations right here. Also, Master P said something on there that I disagree with the white companies being able to be on the same block, rodeo. Let's be clear here, bro. A lot of these companies are monopolized, meaning somebody bought them out. Not in the sense of, hey, we want to partner up and be friends. They did business. A lot of these companies don't rock with each other. They don't see eye to eye. They take each other ideas. They take each other's styles. I'm going to give y'all an example of two companies that's been in beef and going at each other and disrespecting each other on the corporate level that we know that people don't like. O'Reilly and AutoZone. Whenever you see O'Reilly set up on the block that AutoZone wasn't on, they popping, they booming, they got the block turn, or vice versa. AutoZone can do it too. We got this block pumping, auto parts store. Hey, they pulling up over here. We got this whole community. What happens years down the later? Oh, we gonna come set up shop on that block too. We both eating, but we know you would rather not have us there. A lot of corporations are like that. They are in direct competition with each other. But people think that they're not in competition because they don't have a face tied to it. They don't have somebody's voice speaking out on how we dislike them and we would rather have them be out of business. Don't ever think that it's all this or that. Do we collectively as a whole need to get better? Of course. Would it benefit us to work better and everybody go harder? Of course. But we're not going to be this group where we the only ones doing this. We the only ones doing that. All we doing is harping on slavery. Nah, fam. Majority of the black people get up and go to work every day. I'm tired of them talking points getting pushed. But it's like we got to wear all this stuff and then we got to be the strongest. We can't speak up. We can't wear our ancestors' trauma. We can't be in beef with each other. We can't do this. We can't do that. But everybody else is doing it. But you're not even in their groups and in their circles. And they're not telling you about their issues. You don't see what's going on because you really don't care. But it's like, let me tear mine down for a second right here and say this and say that, what we need to be doing. Nah, Master P. Without the black community, the descendants of slaves and their struggles and their traumas and the pain, the effects of everything that came after slavery, redlining, Jim Crow, you talked about Tulsa at the beginning of this interview. Fam, they blew Tulsa up because it was a thriving black community. They took down Rosewood, Florida. They took down Oscarville, Georgia. They took down several other things all over this country. Little towns that was black and sufficient because they seen them as threats. Let's keep it 100, bro. To come out and act like we this and we can't. Nah, we are out here doing it. It's so many black people all over this country that got restaurants, got lounges, bars that are in real estate, that are going to get college degrees, that are opening all type of organizations, all type of things that they figuring it out. We got to get better. We're going to get better. But to go out here and push these talking points, I'm not feeling that at all. I disagree with Master P right here. When you break it down into details and don't keep it all vague, you start seeing what's really happening. That's called gaslighting, mislead. But I'm going to elaborate on it more. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you stay on your pivot. 1,000 for shit.